Hello, everyone, and then welcome to the final session of our course on not digitizing, digital skills for modern workplace. Okay, so far we've done a whole lot of things from dynamic progress bar, then formatting, filtering, naming, having offline capabilities, sharing. Then we have downloading in various formats, emailing within your Google Sheets. Okay. Then you can also make a copy. Okay, so you can always make a copy. If you want to create a new document, you can just click here and then go to spreadsheet. Like it will create a new one. Then let's see. Now let's look at version. Okay, so version, like whatever you are doing is being saved. Okay, so um, let's click on see version history. So version history. So this is when my last updates. Okay, okay, so if I want this current version, I'll click on this and then it will give me the current. If I want my previous version, so at 8 this time, okay, it's going to give me that version. Okay, so it will load no changes to this sheet. Didn't make any changes. Okay, so let's say there were some changes. Okay, what will happen is it will show them here, and all I have to do is to click here and then click on restore this version, or I can click on restore this version. So let's see this particular document that I was working in. Then I'll go to version history, click name, not name, see version history. Then it's going to make a list of all. So this document I started this document on the 25th. Okay, so these are the versions that I've worked on. So anyone that's in case maybe I made a mistake or I have multiple people accessing this document and then I want to see those who access the document, and if we want to know whatever changes were made and then we want to restore those ones, okay, we would need to use the version history to restore our documents, okay, to a particular point that we want. Okay, so yeah, so look at this particular change, then let's see this change. So basically it is about version history, like it gives you the versions, the progress, changes that you've made. If you have multiple people, you see their names listed, and then I think it will be color. Everyone will have their color assigned to them. And then you can always click and then restore the version that you want your document to be in, or you can come here to restore that version here. Okay. So if you want it to be restored to the some previous versions, let's say I want it to be on the 28th, I just have to click here and click on restore this version. I have to click here. I'll come here and click on restore this version. Okay, but we don't want that, so I'm just going to ignore this and then let's go to what this main program is about. I don't want to restore anything. Let's go back. Okay, so we want to do this, okay, using the spark line. Then whatever changes is done here. Okay, so let me change this to, let's say, 30%. Press enter and you can see the values changed. Okay, the progress bar is now dynamic. Also, before we get to this, okay, so let's say I want to assign something to, okay, this particular lesson. So let's say I'm making a list of my people or people who would work on this document. So I can just use the at symbol and then I can just, so in my emailing list, okay, so yeah, so these are people that I'm going to add. So let's say if I want this person, I can just, to fill all this, I can just highlight all this and then bring this down here. Okay. Yeah, and then um now this person wouldn't get notification because it's only the person hasn't the person um okay, the person wouldn't get notification. Okay, but let's say, let me see if I know someone else. Let's see, let's see, you want to share it to. So usually when you add someone who isn't in the documents like the first time, Google would give you a notification here whether you want to notify the person, and then some other permissions that you give to the person. If the person is already not, it's not added to the document. Okay. So once you click OK and then you give the permission and everything, the person, that's if you give access, give the person to be notified or emailed. Email Google will do that. Okay. If you don't want, you can just leave it here so the person doesn't get notified. But in this particular document, nobody has access to it. Okay. Let me see if any shared with one person. I think. Let me see who has access to it. I think one person has access to it, which is this person. Okay, so that's it. Let's go to our progress. So we already know how to do this. Okay, we've worked with checkboxes, we've worked with drop-down menus, dates, and then we now learn to use the art symbol. Okay, the art symbol to add emails and then like get a person notified. Okay, since Google didn't give me the option to notify the person. Yeah, we didn't do, but I think on first sheets, when you first create this sheet and then you input someone's email here, Google will send you a notification, okay, to choose from whether you want the person to be notified or something, and then you follow suit as desired. And then we created a note here. I created a note here, okay, so just basically, let's do that here. So notes. And that's it. Okay. You can decide to give them a border. We learned how to create border by using this option here. Okay, so I'm going to give it a border. So now we have border. Okay. And you can just type whatever you want. If you want to assign, you can click here. Let's see, we want to add this table or this cell to have our assignments. Okay. To hold those who will be assigned to this particular, let's say it's a project. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do. Okay. So now let's work on progress. Let's create another progress. Okay, or better still, what we are going to do now is we're going to create another progress. Okay, and I'm going to call this progress 2. Then I'm going to make it longer a bit. Okay. So here we want to use the spark formula. Okay, so since we've already learned about the spark formula in our previous lesson using which is this, okay, the spark formula. Now we want to do same for this. Okay, but this time around we are going to use this value. Okay, in our previous lesson, which is this, we use the value here, which is after getting some values here. Okay, so if this is true, then this value is changed. Okay, it would affect this particular progress bar. Okay, but this time around we want this particular value here, this particular cell here, or the values in these cells, okay, to actually affect the progress bar. So to do that, I've already copied the formula just so we speed up things. I'm going to just paste it here, okay, and then I'm going to change this K5. Okay, this K5, I'm going to change it to this, and I'll press enter. So you can see now it's 100%. I can click here, okay, then let me drag it. Oh, sorry. So you can see now it has affected everything we have here. So now if I change here to 20, let's say 60, you can see it's changed. Okay. So basically that's how to do something like this. Remember the assignment, since I'm working offline, okay, nothing will happen if I use the symbol, but I can just input someone's email or someone's name here, and then that's it. As always, you can change the color. Okay, you can always change the color by just changing it here individually. So let's say I want to change this. So I can change here to, let's say, green. So this will change to green. Then if I want to change this, I can do same here or just double click and I can do it here. So let's see red, and that's it. So this is it for Google Sheets. And then thank you for your time.